Today's theme, as you know, is relationships, making relationships with the world and those outside our circle. And so we tried to pick a group of songs that sort of convey that message. And you have some work cut out for you today because not only we're going to do the gathering and congregational, but you have a big role to play in the special music. In fact, we'll probably divide sides here. Dividing in a way that will bring us together. We'll start out with this, and I think you all know this one. And
you might want to even stand up.
Stand up and
dance around.
Now we're gonna sit down for this one, but you still need to clap your hands or tap your feet, because it's
Or wiggle in your seat.
a wiggle your toes. Hallelujah.
One more time. I see God in you. See God in me. One path, one vision, one family. Come together, dreams and plans we will join together to build a place where we can grow together. Together we are whole. Together we are whole. Together we are whole.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear it for Chip and Buck. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister, and I'm so glad to welcome you all this morning. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. And you've come on one of the most incredible, prosperous experience Sundays that we do here. And we are going to get into that a little bit later, but we're going to start with our vision mission statement. We're going to read that together. It says, "We are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles." So we have some announcements for you this morning. First off, coming up today, after service, the Unexpected Income Program. That's right. If you have ever wanted to have a miracle in your life, and this isn't just about money, this is about living holy, fulfilling your dreams, and having an experience of an abundant life with more love, more cash than you can spend, more health than you think you should have, then you need to stay from 12 to 12:30. Let me show you. Here's the little package we put together for you. Everybody gets one that signs up for this program. It's free. It's free. Look at that. You're having unexpected income just being here this morning. Look at that. You get a free abundance book that was purchased by Paula Peterson and myself and put in every packet. You also have the program and a prayer, a journal, and a pledge card, because you're going to want to be pledging, because you're going to have so much left over, you're going to not know what to do with it. We're going to help you with that. So stay for the miracle, okay? Because if you get nothing else out of it, you're going to walk away with an abundance book. So it can't be bad. Anyway, that's happening from today at 12 to 12:30. And we're asking that you use the red envelopes that are in the seat packs. There's a bunch in the back for your Unexpected Income Program. Anything put in these red envelopes, let's say you get a refund of $100, $10 goes in here. You keep 90%, we get 10. Well, can't hurt. It was unexpected anyway. And so look for those red envelopes. Special fundraising project for our sanctuary air conditioning unit. Unit, as you can tell, is in. It's cooler in here. We decided not to put it on, 45 degrees like last Sunday. To freeze you out. A lot of people were like, it's great that we have air, but do we have to have it at 30 degrees? No, we have it at 78. It's a little more comfortable here. And the unit is already in. So you want to know how close we are to fulfilling our dreams of paying for this air conditioning? Well, we already paid for it out of our savings, so we're looking at paying ourselves back.
We're so close.
We are $284 away from our 70, where is it? 76.35. So yay, here's to you guys. We gotta keep this happening so that we can continue in the abundance that we've become accustomed. I just want to thank everybody that's given or who will give, because it's through your generous donations that this facility actually exists. All the cleaning and maintenance, and we have lights and all this stuff. Thank you. July practitioner meeting is today after the unexpected income program, so it'll be about 12:30. We'll meet right here in the sanctuary. There is a new class being offered by Deborah Purdue. Meditation is more than you think. It's an 8-week class beginning Tuesday, August 9th from 2:30 to 5 p.m. The fee is $200 and payment plans are available. Talk to Deborah. To register, you can sign up in the back, or you can call her, or you can just show up, because that's how it works sometimes. Religious science people are very interesting. We don't like to be told what to do. We don't want to sign up for anything, but we want to show up and be the first one there and get the goodies. But we don't want to be told how the program should work, because we want to figure it out. We don't want to read the instructions because we want to put it together wrong to, figure something out. That's how we roll. So please check with Deborah, and I believe that Tracia also has a class that's coming up.
I do.
You do. What's it called?
Journey of the Soul. It's
Journey of the
based on the
Soul.
story of the book Magic of the Soul. That's gonna be
Magic of the
coming up early October.
Early October, so put that on your radar, and there will be a sign up in the back also. And we have our normal metaphysical book study from 9 to 9:45 in the conference room. This thing called You, incredible book, incredible book. And books, we have a book sale over here. They're $1, and these are like incredible books. They're expensive books for $1. So please, if you're a bookworm, go there after the unexpected income program, because you'll have all this unexpected income happening. And finally, the spiritual vitamin meditation is on hold for the summer. But we do have some announcements in that we have some certificates to give out. No,
We do.
we do. So I will let Paula take over.
So a couple months ago, I taught a class on revealing wholeness, and we have the certificates now. I've kind of been waiting to see if I couldn't get a few more of my students in before I gave these out, but Jeremy and Alyssa are gone anyway, Alyssa's gone for the summer. So, but anyway, you know who you are, and I'm going to be calling your name. You can come on up and get your certificate. Guy Young. Let's give Guy a hand.
If I go up there.
No, go ahead and sit down. I don't want people coming up and down the stairs.
I agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
And also, let's give a hand for Jeremy Warrenwood and Alyssa Warrenwood. They graduated. Ann Southcombe is not here, but let's give her a hand. Wendy Orsop. She's here. Thank you, Wendy. By the way, this was a great class. It was a wonderful class. And Linda Mullins, come on up. Come on down.
And thank you to Paula for stepping forward to teach that class. I can't do it all. I tried. Look at me. So yeah, we have a bunch of new stuff planned for you. We're just so glad you're here. And with that, we will stand as Chip and Bucky lead us as we sing, "We Are One."
We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come. As we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we shall live in harmony as peace has come. As we are one.
Actually, I want to read you what this is for. I mean, like, why are you doing that?
I didn't come up to the mic so that the people in Zoom land can hear you.
That is such a good idea. Like, why are we ringing that beautiful sound? It is a beautiful sound. It signifies a different part of our service. This is moving into a more sacred part, and this sound helps bring us there. And I just wanted to read, I believe that was made by one of our congregants. So in the Buddhist tradition, the first sound that a bell makes when struck signifies the awakened state, which sees clearly into the nature of reality. And the fading tone is considered to be an icon of that reality. It symbolizes both awakening and impermanence. Thus, the clear, brilliant sound of the bell symbolizes the emptiness and therefore the openness of reality. I thought you might have done that.
It was donated by Miss Bonnie O'Leary.
By Bonnie O'Leary?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice little piece of information. So my name is Paula Peterson and welcome to the Grand Scott Center for Spiritual Living. I am your podium practitioner today. It is my honor to serve you. Back at the table is our table practitioner, Janice Garibay, and we are so grateful for her service. She will be available for prayer after the service. And if she is unavailable for prayer, she will direct you to a practitioner who is available for prayer. If you are a practitioner here and you would be available for prayer after service, please raise your hand. So look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 practitioners here available for prayer. If you're so moved, don't hesitate to ask. That's what we're here for. That's our joy. Also, if you don't want live prayer, we have in the back of the seat in front of you a request for affirmative prayer. Fill it out. There should be a pencil or a pen in front of you, and put it in the offering plate as it goes by, or in the box right back there with Janice. When you have a demonstration, we love to hear about that. Go ahead and fill out the blue form, and that lets us know about the demonstration that we know is coming. Prayer is always answered. And if you're online, look for the prayer request form and ways to donate at our website, grandscoutscsl.org. The flowers The beautiful flowers today are from Jeanette, so we give great thanks for her. Is there anyone here for the first time today? Please raise your hand. We have a gift for you. All old timers, I can say. Okay, thank you. And if you have a cell phone or anything that makes a noise, please put that on mute or turn it off, whatever works. Now let's go ahead and read the gratitude. Thank you. I am a positive, light-filled presence in my personal life and in society, and I am thankful, and so it is. And now let's go ahead and read our prayer together. I engage with others in community in healthy, compassionate, harmonious ways. So glad to be a positive part of society. And so it is. Thank you. And now Chip and Bucky will sing, or yes, I am loved.
It's in my life. It's in my life.
Thank you, Chip and Bucky. So lovely to have you here. Okay, so today's topic, well, the month is about relationships. And this Sunday specifically is about our relationship in society. And there's a lovely article in the Science of Mind magazine called Live from Love. And the author is Tony Badagaro. I hope I got that right. And he talks about living in community, in society. And I just wanted to read a little bit of what he wrote. It really touched me. No one should consider themselves superior or inferior to another human being. Are we so self-righteous that we fail to look within? Isn't self-interest in any form counterproductive? Does the word interdependency and its undeniable proof mean anything to us? Do we take ourselves too seriously? be the amazing person you are and apply your skills, talents, and passions throughout life's marketplace. But do not be so preoccupied with everything that you concentrate on nothing. Never be diverted by accolades, criticism, or apathy. Just keep rowing your boat. We are all and each responsible for whatever happens anywhere and everywhere. Let's own this opportunity together and vulnerably learn about others and their histories. Ask and answer the tough questions and become one in the solutions. And now with that, I'd like you to go ahead and close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and we're going to focus inward on becoming one with us. And now from that centered and sacred place, I invite you to enjoy some special music from Chip and Bucky and Reverend Stevens talk today. Thank you.
So this is also explaining the Sunday. So Paula explained you the bell, and just to give you a little background of this song. Some years ago, I think it probably almost about 15 years ago now, the Centers for Spiritual Living actually wrote a global heart statement. Some of you may remember that. And I thought that was such a great phrase, and the words of the statement were terrific. So this song was inspired by that, and I took even some of the words from the actual statement. And your part in it is going to be, there are two sort of choruses in this. And one is just go, I can feel the rhythm of a global heart. Beating, beating. I can feel the rhythm of a global heart that's beating inside me. And the other one goes, Namaste. All around the world, Namaste. All around the world. And when we get, they're going to alternate. So love, and at the end, we're going to have one half of you saying Namaste all around the world, and the other half is going to sing, I can feel the rhythm of a global heart. As you can see, I wrote this for a large audience for a choir.
So everybody
And so-
out there in Zoom
and you're
land,
so
join
big.
in so we can hear you too.
You all contain multitudes, so I'm sure we can do this. And the song goes like
All right, we'll
this.
start it up and you'll get verses, and we'll make sure you got somebody to sing with, either Chip, you can follow him, or me. There we go.
Around the world in every land and all across the ocean, there were people who vision that we see, the truth of humanity. Namaste, all around the world. Namaste, all around the world. I can't see a world without borders. Homes for all God's sons and daughters. Worlds which we can forgive. And make a place where everyone can live. In peace. And I can feel the rhythm of a total heart. Beating, beating. I can feel the rhythm of a total heart. And it's beating inside of me. Oh, I can feel the rhythm of a total heart. Beating, beating. I can feel the rhythm of a total heart. And it's beating inside of me. Namaste, namaste. All around the world. Namaste. All around the world.
All right, you guys sing with
I
me.
can't see a world. You guys do well. Hunger is replaced by health. Beauty is surround us, freedom is silence. Love connect us, fear to guide us. Oh, now I can feel the rhythm of the total heart and beating inside of me.
All right, namaste, go here. Namaste. All around the world. You guys sing with Kim.
I can feel the total heart and beating inside of me.
One more time. Namaste. All around the world. Namaste.
And beating inside of me. Well, no more. Oh, I hear no more. We'll build the bridges, crosses. We cannot be torn apart. When we share one global heart. Now I can feel the rhythm of a global heart. And it's beating, beating. I can feel the rhythm of a global heart. And it's beating inside of me. I can feel the rhythm of a global heart. Beating, beating. I can feel the rhythm of the global heart. And it's beating inside of me. No more fear, no more confusion. We'll build that bridge across the ocean. We cannot be torn apart. When we share one global heart. Now both sides. I'm standing on the global heart. All around the world. I'm standing on the global heart. And it's beating inside me. Once more. I can feel the global heart. All around the world. I can feel the global heart. And it's beating inside of me. All around the world.
Wasn't that fun? Well, thanks, Chip and Bucky. That was great. We're getting a little rainy up here, Angela. Could you bring down my microphone? A little hot today. Thank goodness for that new air conditioner. So, today's theme and title is You and Me Create Society. Let me bring this down so it's not right in your face. Huh? You know, the relationships that we have with a broader and greater life experience brings people and experiences into our life. Some by choice, some by necessity, some by happenstance, some by challenges, and some by miraculous energy. But each and every connection that we make, every little smile that you give, every time you let off the gas and let someone else in before you, you know what I'm talking about, Leadfoot, that's me. We get to demonstrate our awareness of the presence of God. You know, we're here to rub up against each other. That's where the rubber meets the road, as it were. Everyone blesses us in our lives. Some coming in and some leaving. Yeah, think about it. You'll get that in a minute. One of my favorite teachers, Dr. Mark Vieira from the North Hollywood Church of Religious Science, says, "Your good is elsewhere. Go there quickly." That's how he removes people from his space. So there's only God, expressing as the billions, countless life forms that populate this planet and others, as we're finding out. I mean, have you seen the new pictures from outer space? I mean, to believe that we're the only thing that this incredible energy created is to really be a minimalist. I mean, there's just no way that this energy that created everything it is stopped after it created us, right? we were probably a tinker toy, right? We're like, hey, let's make a human, what the heck? Let's make a Martian, what the heck? Let's make an ET, what the heck? If you believe that sort of thing. So the way we relate to ourselves and one another in the world and with the universal power that we call God is our interconnectedness and is inseparable. You can run, but you cannot hide. We cannot claim to love God while hating ourselves or others. We cannot declare that this is a just and equitable universe while treating others, people, animals, and the earth unjustly or inequitably. This month is the invitation to anchor in the spiritual practice of engaging in relationships and actively revealing the wonder of how each and every relationship responds in accordance to your energy. It's ultimately a self-relationship with spirit within the self. See, there's only one of us here. God, expressing as you. You get to choose your favorite color. Or several. You get to choose your favorite football team. The Eagles. Or the Packers. Or fill in the blank. Depending on your, we won't get into that. That's a talk for another day. But this week, our focus is on relationships that we have with society in which we live and move and have our being within. We recognize that there are many nuances and intersections where relationships can go south. You ever had a relationship go south on you? Yeah, that's part of the fun. Wow, what was that all about? What the heck happened there? I'm glad that's over until the next one comes around. You go, what's this? So we're influenced by people, and we influence people with how we carry ourselves. And this is what makes society what it is. Now, if you turn on the news, you may balk at what you think we're creating. But you know, in the richness of life, it's all just part of the drama. It's all entertainment. It's all a prayer request. And you can turn that stuff off. You can as easily watch one thing as another. And the remote is in your hands. But boy, isn't it amusing to watch some things and just go, wow, I thought we were further along than this. I thought we were more evolved than this. Well, some are, some aren't. We are invited to look at and for the ways we can engage in society, to nurture it, to embolden healthier, compassionate relationships for all people, all the time. You know, if somebody is loving someone else, does it really matter what gender or what they believe? It just means there's more love in the world, you know? And I'm all about love. I don't really care what your particular preference is. My preference is love. I just want there to be more love in the world. I don't care who's doing it. I mean, in the privacy of your own home, do whatever you want. But as long as there's more love, then who's to say what's right or wrong, or good or bad? Living and moving and having our being in the expression of a unified society calls us to a new paradigm, a new evolved way of being. You know, we're not meant to all be alike. What would that, we'd all be beige and bland. There'd be no spice. We're supposed to have little conflicts so we can learn things, apparently. I just, wish that they would resolve easier and shorter and not be so abrasive, right? But for some reason, this is the way the infinite set it up. And when I have my chat with the infinite, I'm gonna have some suggestions, I'm gonna, the avocado pit's a little too big, just, stuff like that. Why, I won't get in, that's a whole other topic. But Ernest Holmes, from his book Love and Law, says, unity is the basis of all that there is. There is but one God, one mind, and one spirit, meaning there's one power. When I embody myself in my thoughts selfishly, I am separating myself from that which I think would be my good. You may think this is a very subtle thing and could not be the reason for so much trouble. It is the foundation of most of our troubles. I am unconsciously separating myself from my good. That, my friends, is the whole meaning of life, is to not separate yourself. It's to get out there and do something for someone else, or for yourself if you haven't done that first. If you don't do something for yourself, you have no place to give from. That brings me to my 3 talking points. Number 1. First, people make laws, don't we? We want to get everybody in line. We're going to make these laws, and if you don't do what we say, some laws we can easily identify as being for the protection of society that made the laws, whereas other laws are made to protect a certain portion of that society while hurting and harming others by seeing them as being not a part of the larger society. Slavery and Jim Crow in the United States and apartheid in South Africa, anti-Semitism in Hitler's Germany. We can go on and on about the extremes, can't we? But there's something to be known there. There's something to be learned through those situations. And I just pray that we have learned, because it is the doom of man that he forgets of human, and we just repeat it over and over again. Same song, different verse, a little bit louder, a little bit worse. I see your people that remember me saying that 100 times. Because there's not a spot. See, you finished my sentence. I love it. So creating a world that works for all. The role and responsibility of being a human is being a spiritually mature human. And you're doing it right here and right now. you decided at one point that there was something about being together in a spiritual atmosphere with like-minded people who are looking for the positivity in life. Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that why we're here? We want to get along. We're trying to understand how to get along. Secondly, for years, possibly since humans first developed communication, there's been complaints and commentaries about what is wrong with the world, what is wrong with the government, with churches, this country, with the weather, with our jobs, with our spouses, with our children. And the energy of those complaints has not made one single thing better. You know, worry is prayer used in the opposite direction. Worry is holding the challenge in place by pointing at it. So what do? If you don't want to worry, imagine what you're thinking about as being a miracle. What does it look like all worked out? It is only when we decided that people see a vision of change that work towards that change that we have change in the world. We want to change things. And unfortunately, some things are changing backwards instead of forward, depending on your particular view of it. I'm not here to judge. As political as I will get is I will say, go vote. Because if you don't vote, you can't complain about it. That was one thing my mom taught me. She says, if you didn't vote, you can't complain about what's going on. So I voted so that I could get in on the discussion, you know? Because I want my voice to be heard too. If we are going to change society, then we must begin to discuss, envision, and become the change we wish to see. How do you become a beloved, wonderful society? We are invited to release our gloomy obsession on the ills of the world and society. This doesn't mean that we do a spiritual bypass on all those conditions, just say, oh, it's just not so. It's all good, because it's not all good. It ain't all good. But that's what moves us. When we see something that's not right, we must speak out. We must say something. Because if we don't stand for something, we fall for anything. Like an ER physician working on a critical patient, the doctor does not ignore the illness or the injury. She sees and works towards the patient's wholeness and wellness. We know that the science of mind gives us the same ability to see a condition and transform it, transmute it, transcend it in order to reveal the truth. That's what our whole teaching is all about. Transcending. You know, we start to grow out of our challenges. The things that when you were a kid used to bug you, you grew out of it. You know, my parents would always say, oh, you'll grow out of that. Sure, I grew out of my shoes and my clothes. But some of the consciousness things I'm still trying to figure out, right? Thirdly, you may have heard it said that when the old guard dies off, then things like racism, genocide, homophobia, terrorism will vanish. The old guard, however, is not people. The old guard are the systems that people have put into place and that the systems have left unchanged, continue to dictate how any society operates. Society is an agreement of the people. And if we are manifesting a world that works, that means we first manifest societies that work for all. We must look at why we have laws and what they mean, how they affect everyone. That means our relationship with one another has to change. Can you love people who don't agree with you? It's challenging sometimes, isn't it? But if we are to be loved, we have to be the one offering the olive branch. We have to be the one that's big enough to say, I hear you. I understand. I may not agree with you, but I hear you and I understand what you're trying to say. And with those energies, we are closer to changing our policies through our prayers. For example, in many places around the world, there's societal norms that continue to bring hatred and violence to, say, LGBTQIA2+ communities. They keep adding another letter to that, like just trying to keep up with all the acronyms. But you know what? People are just people. People are just different. Can you be okay with different people? You know, you're kind of different too. Have you looked at yourself lately? We're all different. Thank God for that. So in conclusion, you are in relationship with your spiritual self first. And it's from that primary relationship that all other relationships are formed. This week, as you interact with the world, pause periodically and look at the societal norms that you've become accustomed, and those around you who have agreed to follow those norms, and through the lens of a world that works for everyone. As you notice things in your surroundings that are not demonstrations of this vision, ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do to be an ambassador of the society that works for everyone? And once you have your answer, do it. Take action. Treat and move your feet. Pray and take action. Help a neighbor with their yard work. Life is always an invitation to treat people differently. Let's create and build the momentum of love as a new societal norm, where we treat and collectively move our feet to be the change we seek in the world. So you'd like to just close your eyes for a moment and connect and anchor into that power of all that is. We are immersed in source energy. We are not only immersed in it, we actually are source energy made manifest. That means that the power that created everything has put itself into its creation, and you are right here and right now unified as that energy in form. You are star stuff, made of the same things that every star is made of. Each one of us is a miracle, truly, a miraculous energy that we can't even begin to figure out, and nor should we. But it is in the trying to figure life out that we sometimes get hung up, only looking at the differences. So allow those differences to catapult us into the fourth dimension and see our likenesses rather than our differences. For it is in our likenesses that love abounds, and in our differences. As we let God become God in every situation, source energy, great spirit is activated, and all of a sudden a connection is made. A new idea comes forward for an answer in your life. Or maybe some new energy walks into your life that has the answer and provides it, and then walks out. Let's give great thanks for the miraculous energy of our society, that we come together in love to create more avenues through which love can flow. And as we move into that love, turning away from what doesn't work, not to deny it, but not to hold it any longer in place. The message has been delivered. We have heeded its information, and we are better for it, and we walk on into the new miraculous energy of who and what we are. Love. 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 So we give great thanks right here, right now, for all of our triumphs and our challenges, for everything that we are. For as we give thanks in all things, regardless of what it is, we activate the energy of miraculous healing. And right here and right now is a healing moment. So we accept our healing, a revealing of the truth in a way that affects everyone because of our own inner love. We let go. We release this word directly into the living, loving law of mind, where it is returned fully orbed and resplendent. And for this, we are all well served. As we affirm it together by saying, so it is. Well, it's time for our offertory ideas about sharing. So I invite you to bring your hand to your heart, and your gift to your heart, and let's affirm this together. Feeling the abundance of life, I know I am prosperous beyond measure, and I get this is love at center, and so it is. Jim Buckham.
So, coincidences, I guess, as we always say.
Oh, how usual.
Bonnie, who longtime member, who donated that bell, always loved this song. And she was, those of you who know Bonnie, she was always proper and dressed to the nines.
And
Even when
always
she
the
was
first
90-something.
one to smile and shake your hand when you walked in or give you
And
a
she would always tell me, do some kind of more upbeat music. And
She
so
loved it.
great
We rocked
spirit.
out.
And I've been waiting to play this one for you. And it's sort of a bluegrass tune, and it's about what goes around comes around in terms of giving. And
All the ways we give.
it's called The Law of Circulation.
I think you can join us on this course.
Yes, please do. Well, it goes round and round, like that circle roll, circle around you, circle around your soul. It goes round and round, circle and round, it's the law of circulation. Look out, here it comes again.
I think we have those
The
this
more you do, the more you get. It feels better, you get better. The more you pass it down,
Check one. All right, it's not working. Service is over, everyone. Okay. So let's say a prayer for our offertory, shall we? From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They bless the giver and the receiver and allow the Grants Pass Center for spiritual living to be open and available, healing hearts, blessing lives. And for this community is well served and blessed. And so it is. Well, it's time for our closing song. So Chip and Bucky.
So this is perfect once again. So you're seeing all these coincidences this Sunday when we sign up for our income program and everything. So Steve said, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Oh, yeah.
So we're
you
gonna
wanna
sing,
stand?
we're gonna sing the song
All
Stand.
right.
And we'll have you stand, and it's real short, we'll sing it through 3 times and we tag it out 3
Okay.
times, so, and it goes. And so, I'll give you the line.
Let there be peace, I understand for peace. Let there be love, I understand for love. Let there be joy, I understand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace, I understand for peace. Let there be love, I understand for love. Let there be joy, I understand for joy. We are making a new world now. Oh, let there be peace, I understand for peace. Let there be love, I understand for love. Let there be joy, I understand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world
Now let's do our benediction. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
I know
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, Lord.
Lots of meeting, everybody. Stay for the prosperity program if you can.
There's food too.
Good job.
And I was eating yours, and he said, I'll still be.
It's already showing.
Yeah, so I.
There it is.
Wow.
And a friend said, "You look at the internet for money about the land."
It's
And
there.
and exactly the amount.
That's
Wow.
great. That's great.
That's
That's how it
awesome.
works.
It does.
Do you want this to keep going? Or
or?
Sure, why not?
Okay. We're rolling.
Yep.
We still
We
have,
got a couple
we still
people
got
on
a
there.
couple people on,
Yeah, if people are
so
interested, we're gonna
keep it rolling, all righty.
So what I do need is if people can stay. Sign up.
Okay.
So,
I can.
you know, what we're trying to do is put your name on this.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, well, thank you.
So true.
Hello.
I love your shirt.
Would you like to say? I would. Maybe now, real quick, or should I wait till after? We need help. Maybe see. Yeah. Yeah. We just need to wrap up that.
You know, she's written, and she hasn't been writing a lot, but her writing. You're an official practitioner, right?
I am.
That was great, Chip. Was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah,
Great.
that,
I love it. The upbeat, totally upbeat.
started to open key. And it's like a world. So when I did it with a bigger group, I mean, it had like two percussion.
Yeah.
And, you know, people.
Super fun. Super fun.
And it was when you combine them, I wrote it so you could like sing.
Yeah.
So when you combine them with a big room, then you quit.
All music was great.
That was fun. It was easy to pick this time, but, you know, we were gonna do giving day and something just said to me this week. How come you don't do it? You know, certain issues.
Isn't that funny how that works? It comes
Yeah.
together all of a sudden in the
Like
little.
usually I go for several days and I'm like,
Yeah.
I go out and I have, you know, 3 or 4 big books of all the songs we do here.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I'll go through each of those reminders. And this time I got Steve Stetson sat down and said, well, what do you think? I said, here's the set list.
There it is. I love when that happens. That's divine right there. You know, it's
It was
divine.
just like perfect. So thanks. I didn't respond to your one thing yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I just wanted everybody to participated in many ways. and sort of see- Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check in right now. Yep, down.
And you and Bonnie is like, it's like hard. Yeah. Yeah, you go. That must have been my. You know, her. Yeah, he was, she used to come. I almost. And he was like, it was so funny. Fun. You want to get young.
We're going to start the unexpected income program in about 5 minutes. So if you're on Zoom, you just stay put, and if they're goodies, and come back in. I will have you sign just our that you are taking this, and I've got a blue folder for everybody that you need to put your name on, and the abundance book. Put your name in it because there's going to be a bunch of these abundance books flowing around.
Sign-in sheet, I believe the sign-in sheet is right.
Is
Oh, okay. It's going around. I'll just figure that out. Well, he has a sign-in sheet, but okay. Hi, did you do that? Sign in and put your name on. And get the Yes, you are. Anyone else need to sign up before the?
Yeah, there's a sign-in sheet going around, and a folder, you take the folder.
Okay, folder. Yeah. Okay. My question is, I am now expecting a bunch of unexpected gifts. Did that make it expected though now?
Yeah, I'm like.
So, every month, every time I have an iPad,
Put your name on that, and there's gonna be a bunch of those floating around. All right, just got a few more minutes and we're gonna start this abundance program thingy.
Get a little book?
Is there a book in yours?
And, Cindy's.
Oh,
Thank you. It's all right, my name.
yes. So
This is Bruce.
write your name.
I don't have a book either.
There's 3 people on Zoom. That's wonderful.
I don't have a book either.
Oh,
You don't have a book either?
Interesting.
Huh. My favorite response. Interesting.
Interesting.
Easy solve.
So put your name on your blue folder and put your name on the little green abundance book inside, because there's gonna be a bunch of these floating around. You're gonna wanna know which one's yours. Okay? And you're going to sign up on our clipboard.
Where's the clipboard? Need a second page now?
There's plenty of pages there.
Can we just get a blue folder?
Oh, sure, take a blue folder.
Can I get the blue folder?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
They're free.
Yeah.
They're a ticket to unlimited abundance.
Oh, good.
Right.
That's good.
Healing, health.
Health, abundance comes in all forms. So
Talents, treasure.
you're gonna want to, on your blue folder, put your name on your blue folder so that you know that it's yours. And inside, there's a little green book called the Abundance Book. And you're gonna wanna put your name in that green book, because there's 30 of these floating around. You wanna make sure yours is yours. And then we'll go over the program together quickly. Okay, are we all here?
Yes.
Okay, has everyone signed the clipboard?
No.
Okay, where is the clipboard?
It's right up, it was right there on the top here.
Okay, here's the clipboard, and we'll go to the next page, because there's plenty of pages there. Just put your name on it and your phone number and your email, so we know how to contact you. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. Once again, you're gonna need one of these blue folders. Put your name on the folder.
Okay, thank you very much.
Put your name on the green abundance book inside.
Okay.
And get your name on the clipboard. Because the universe won't know that you're actually doing it unless you sign the clipboard. Okay. Well, you can be anonymous. There's no book? No little green book?
I have one extra,
Let's see.
because mine, I have one at home. Here, I'm gonna give her mine.
Yeah, so for some reason, some didn't, I did this pretty quick this year.
Yeah, I saw one fall out.
Okay, yeah, they're falling out. That's why you gotta get your name on the green book. All right, so. Get your name on the folder, get your name on the book, get your name on the clipboard, and start in just a second. All right. So I want to thank you all for participating in this unexpected income program. We're gonna wait just a couple more minutes. Get these people to sign up on their little folders and their stuff.
Clipboard. Okay, no, we're good.
And the clipboard is going around. If you haven't signed it yet, fear not,
We're not.
it will be revealed to you shortly. So who has the clipboard and who needs the clipboard? Okay, it's making its way around, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. And I'd like to do a little invocation.
Okay, good.
So let's go ahead and settle in. Let's invoke the awareness of the presence that always exists. And what do we know? What do we know? God is. Yeah, let's start there. God is. There is a power, and it's always on, and it's always working, even if you're not. And I know that that source energy is working right here and right now in this moment. And then I bless our unexpected income program. I know that there is a bounty of good. And it shows up in numerous places as numerous things. And it's showing up as who and what you are right here and right now. So we invite unexpected income in love, in money, in cash, and check, and charges to us. And then we have love in our life. And we spend that love as freely as we spend our money on groceries. Because we are in a reciprocal universe that always says yes. And when we say yes to love, life, peace, joy, harmony, abundance, those things say yes to us. It's the law. It's the way it works. So we give great thanks for this day, this time, and this space. And we bless it by saying,
And so it is.
For those that may not know it, this is being recorded, I think, on Zoom. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, and we are at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, and we are teaching an abundance program. And what this is an unexpected income program. Now, just by mentioning the word unexpected income to you, all of a sudden, you are going to have an experience of something unexpected come into your life. It's already been happening. And it's now that you are consciously aware that it's going to happen, it's beginning to magnetically be drawn to you and you can't stop it. You can only divert it. You can only spend it. Because that which comes to you needs to be spent. Because if we stop the flow, what happens when you put a dam in a river? It backs up. The water starts to stagnate. Ideas, just like rivers, need to flow. So we need to spend our money to keep it in the law of circulation. So let's pull out our green sheet. It's the first page in your little, yes. Go ahead and put your name on the folder and in the green book and sign the clipboard. So, what it says here, first off, did everybody get a folder?
Yep.
Everybody's got a folder. Put your name on the folder and put your name on the little green abundance book. It is a gift. So you already need to tithe 50 cents because you just got unexpected income. Did you guys expect to get a free book today? No, come on. Well, that's up to you, how you spend your time. So, on this green form, it's the same stuff that I have on the overhead here. Unexpected Income 40-Day Prosperity Program. Welcome to the Unexpected Income 40-Day Prosperity Program. We will meet Sundays from 12 to 12:30 for the next several weeks until 40 days is passed. And if you guys want, we'll meet even more after that. I mean, if you guys get on a roll with this thing, what happens with these programs is everybody at first like, yeah, whatever. And then like checks start rolling in, money starts happening, love comes into their life. They're like, I don't want to stop this program. It's so good, I want it to roll. So if you guys want to go longer, you let me know and we'll keep doing this. So here's how the program works. 1, we pray every day for unexpected income and recite the unexpected income prayer found in your folder. So the next page in your folder is the unexpected income prayer. This is the one you're gonna say every day. Just gonna read this thing either when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed. But you have to do it every day. If you miss a day, you start the 40 days over. Okay? You know why? Synergy. If you miss a day, you just get to start the whole program over. Because you don't want to miss a day. The universe doesn't miss a day in providing you with spiritual energy. So you've got to return the favor by doing this every day. Number 2, we tithe 10% of that income and or all your income, because I hope that this will bleed over into an experience of doing this for all your income, not just the unexpected income. But that's up to you. To GPCSL. This is just to get you started on learning how to tithe. So, on the back, I've listed what tithing means. If you make $1 or find $1 on the street, 10 cents goes to your tithe. For every $10, $1 goes. See, do you see a pattern here?
Yeah.
That's why they call it a tithe. They make it really easy to do the math. You know, if it was like a 15.765, it'd be like, I'm not gonna tithe, it's too difficult. Every $100, you're gonna give $10 to where you're spiritually fed. We hope it's here. But you give to where you feel you're fed. Every $1,000, you give 100. Okay? You get to keep 90%. That's pretty good. It's free money. Okay. In your packet is a journal. Everybody got a free journal. It may look like this, or it may be a black and white one, but everybody got something to write with, or to write on. I was gonna put pens in here, but I didn't get around to it. So, every day, you're gonna do the prayer, and you're gonna write about it. Just a paragraph, a couple sentences, something about, oh, this isn't working, I hate journaling. You can write that, or you can write, OMG, I just received like 6 checks that I was not expecting. I have some tithing to do. Because what this does is it implants in your subconscious mind that you're already doing it. And every day you're telling the universe, this is awesome. Okay? So we meet on Sundays from 12 to 12:30. And at our meeting, we're gonna share our triumphs, our challenges, our experiences, because there is something that's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna ask you to lunch. You're gonna find money. Checks are gonna be sent to you from unexpected places. This is just how this thing works, and it's incredible. I mean, when I first did this, I was like, yeah, right. And within 3 days, I had a settlement that I've been working on for years come to me. I was like, uh-oh, I promised to tithe on all that money, but I couldn't not do it because I believe the only reason that it got settled was because I did this program. So, just saying, watch out. Number 5, we commit to using the Abundance Book by John Randall Price for 40 days. We do this every day, and if we miss a day, we start the 40 days over. So you can do either one. You can do this for 40 days, or you can do this for 40 days. Now, there's 10 affirmations in this book, and if you read the 40-day prosperity, it'll guide you through it. So there's 10 affirmations. You're going to repeat them 4 times.
Okay.
Or you're going to repeat this one. It's not so much that what you do, it's that you do something. What happens is, you start telling the universe that you're serious about this thing, and that you believe in unexpected income. And now what happens? The universe, which always says yes, starts changing and reformatting itself to send you love and connections and health and vitality and cash and people and resources. And all of a sudden you're like, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I'm prospering. I just don't know what happened. It's because you showed up on Sunday for this. That's what happened. So, something is going to happen. You are going to have an experience of abundance in something in your life. On the back, I put a couple affirmations. And let's read this together. Say, I expect income from multiple modalities, constantly filling up my accounts and consciousness with love, cash, checks, and health. The universe is constantly pouring itself into and through my experience abundantly. I am so blessed that I have more than enough money, love, and money to share and spare. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. Now, this next one that's bolded is the Ho'oponopono. All right, you look it up. It's a Hawaiian prayer, and it says, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now, you may be saying, I didn't do anything. Why am I saying I'm sorry? Well, we have done some things in our life that maybe we've forgotten or we haven't wanted to say we're sorry about. So just do a blanket apology. And what it does is it starts to turn energy around. You become attractive. You become forgiving. And the universe becomes forgiving to you. This is how this Hawaiian prayer works. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. Okay. So on the abundance book, now this thing is metaphysical dynamite. This thing will blow a lid off what you believed previously. And I've used this for probably about 30 years now. And it has never failed to work for me. It's always been my go-to. So on page 27 starts the 40-day prosperity program. But for you overachievers, and I know you're out there because that's what we do in this teaching is we like to cover our assets, is read this whole book. Familiarize yourself with changing your consciousness about the law of attraction, because that's what this is about. And all of a sudden, something's going to shift for you. You're probably in the midst of a shift right now that you don't even know. So, that's basically the whole program, but I would like to share with you this little thing that we put in the packets, which is a pledge card. This is a pledge card for this center. What this is this is a commitment to you, between you and the universe. What you want to do is write in what you are planning on giving for the whole year on this line. And maybe bump it up a little bit more. Maybe stretch yourself. You know, if you give something that's comfortable, you're not really stretching yourself. And what this does is it tells the universe where your consciousness level is. And it gives us an idea of how we can plan for the future and programs. Because we can kind of expect that some of this money is going to come in. But nobody's going to send you a bill. Nobody's going to say, oh, well, you know, you're kind of late on your tithe. That's between you and the universe. This is just an idea for us here at the center to be able to plan programs, to know where our consciousness level is. And it's really an agreement between you and your style of giving. This number can be changed. So just because you wrote it in ink doesn't mean that it's forever. It means you can up this or down this number or change it or not even turn it in. That's up to you. But I would encourage you to use this as a new point of checking in with your consciousness. You know, if you're gonna write like, you know, $100 on this, that's great. Maybe you write 150. You're gonna write 1,000 on this, 1,500. Stretch yourself and watch how the universe will start providing you. What if you were to tithe on the amount you wish you could make? Oh, think about it. What if you were going to tithe on the amount you wish was coming in? And the universe always says yes, and watch what happens. You know, when we go out for dinner, we traditionally tip our servers company. What do we tip them? 20%. Your church is asking you to give 10%. Are you a tipper or a tither? 10% of all your income goes to where you're spiritually fed. And what that is that's believing in your center. That's allowing this place to be here for those who follow us. Because before you were here, somebody paid this building off. Somebody bought all these chairs. Somebody painted this place. Somebody keeps the yard going and the lights on and the water bill paid, and, you know, all those things. So we want to keep that going. And this is your statement that you believe in this teaching. And we're using red envelopes, because you can't miss them, for all your unexpected income donations. And if you don't have a red envelope, if you're online, just write on the memo line, unexpected income program. And we're going to separate all that out. We're not going to separate it from our general fund, but we are going to keep track for you so that we can report how much unexpected income have we made this week. That's why we're going to report every week. And you can times that amount by 10 of how much actual money has been collected that you guys have earned for yourself. So that's basically the program. Any questions or comments? Or I know that one of my the comments that comes up, do I need to tithe on my net or my gross? Like, well, how would you like to be tithed to? On net or gross? And as Edwin Gaines says, it's on all of it, tightwad. And I was like a little offended when she said that, but then I got it. If I want the universe to give to me, I have to be able to be a good giver in the universe. If it's a reciprocal universe and I'm holding back, that means the universe is holding back from me because of my consciousness. You know, and somebody may say, well, you know, I'm on a fixed income. Who fixed it? Can it be broken? Does that mean if you win the lottery that you can't accept it? Because you're on a fixed income? Oh, no, couldn't possibly make any more than I'm getting from the government right now. You would say, absolutely, I can put that aside and open my consciousness. But tithe on what you're comfortable. Don't make yourself uncomfortable. What if you were to tithe 100% for the first month? On everything that came unexpectedly, you just gave it to your spiritual source. What do you think the energy of the universe, what are you doing when you do something like that? You're paying it forward. The universe gets very busy trying to figure out how to bring, you've created a vacuum in the universe, and the universe always fills it. But it fills it with what's ever hanging around. That's why we have to think positively. If we just get the leftovers, it's like backing up your truck to Home Depot and go, oh, I'm building a house, just throw a bunch of stuff in. No, you have a list, you have a blueprint, and I want the best wood, I want the best cement, I want the best of the best, because I'm building my spiritual home. Right? Questions? Everybody's like, whoa, I never knew.
So
Yes.
earlier we were talking about this, you suggested writing something from the abundance book and then writing.
So I'll tell you what I did because I'm an overachiever. And I was in a state of like, I couldn't pay my light bill. I was struggling to stay alive when I came into this teaching. And I didn't understand how this stuff worked. So my practitioner told me, look, this is what you're going to do. She gave me this book. And she says, you are going to write each affirmation, the whole thing, in your journal. And you're going to journal on it. Say, you know, this helped me and this was challenging and I got this money, and just journal something, you know, a couple sentences or a paragraph. And I was doing it in the morning and at night. Because, you know, I mean, if this stuff is going to work, I'm going to work it, right? I don't want to miss any little loophole that may say, well, you didn't do it, you know, good enough. So I did it morning and night. And I repeated these. It took me 3 months to get through the 40 days because I missed a day here and there. And I'd have to start over. So when you're right around day 38, 39, become very consciously aware of where you are. Because at day 38, you don't want to have to start over and do another 40 days. But actually, what happens is, you're gonna love doing this. This is gonna blow your mind clear open, and you're not gonna want to stop it. Because the fruits of consciousness are so vast that you're not gonna not want to do this. It's truly a miracle. And it's not about money. It's not about money. My teacher taught me something called Gimosauce. Gimosauce. G-I-M-O-S. God is my only source and supply. The acronym. She had sweatshirts printed up that said Gimosauce. I've never gotten so many people ask me what the heck was on my t-shirt. But think about it. If you make God your source, your job is not your source. Your government check is not your source. Your source is the energy that got you onto this planet safely. Now, it started as our parents. Our parents are our first experience of God. You know, they hold the purse strings. They tell us what our favorite colors are. They try to get us to, fruits and vegetables, be our favorite fruits, And then we aspire to knowing that they're our parents, not our gods. And you sought out spiritual enrichment, you found yourself here. And I am giving you the gift of unlimited abundance. I want you to prosper more than anything in the world. Because that's why we're here. We're here to party. Now, moderation, everyone, don't get carried away. You can't overdo it. You gotta save yourself for the after party. And there's always another after party, so save yourself.
So you have that up there in terms of, dollar signs and things, but unexpected income, I assume, is also things.
Absolutely.
Like
This is
somebody pulls up and gives you a washing machine.
Oh, yeah, somebody, maybe you find a diamond ring. I mean, how do you tie them a diamond ring? You'll figure it out. Maybe you watch a movie and there's a one-line zinger in there. It says something that speaks to your soul. How do you tie it to the movie? Well, there's a way. Maybe you read a book, one of those dollar books, and it changes your life. Send it tied to the author. There are always ways to give. And if you don't give, you become part of the dam. And stagnation starts to happen as it backs up. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't put some money away, put some money into stocks and bonds or the market or whatever you want to do. That's your business. But this is about abundance in love, in connections. And money is a byproduct of knowing that God is your source and supply. When you make your source and supply the government who gives you that check every month, you've minimized the infinite into this little government system that can only give you so much. How about this and so much more? But if you're only tithing on the minimal, the universe is only going to open the floodgates a minimal amount because it's done unto us as we believe. When we open up, the universe opens up. And you can't fake this. You can't fake integrity with this program. You can't say, oh, I give so much, I'm so open, and then not give. Because the universe knows. You can't fool the universe. What, are you going to pull a fast one on God? It doesn't work that way. So, in conclusion, is there any more questions? Anything?
What do you want me to turn in?
You can give them to me, you can put them in the offertory plate, you can give them to Paula, you can, whatever you want, how you want to turn them in. There's a folder up there for suggestions. And you all should have gotten a letter with some suggestion questions on it. We'd love to see those back. Because the only way we can provide you the spiritual content you need is to know what you need is spiritual content. And there's a clipboard full of those back there if you didn't get one in the mail. Become a member, become a tither, become a volunteer here. There are ways to give. And this is about giving. It's not about receiving. Receiving is a byproduct of giving. See, if you can't receive with a closed fist. You must receive with an open hand, giving. And then the reciprocal universe is activated. And when the infinite sees that you're aflow, oh, he gets this stuff, send it in, send it in, send it in, get him a check, get him a check, send him a new car, get it, yep, he gets it, oh, look at him. Because when we share, you can't outgive the universe. You can only demonstrate at the level of your belief. And all of this is to keep you busy while you have a spiritual experience of awakening. That's all this is. Any other questions? Comments, criticism? How we doing?
Good.
Doesn't it sound fun?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So, Next Sunday, we're gonna get together. I'm gonna talk about what happened this week, so be aware. Be awake. Look for the unexpected. Invite it in. And by saying this prayer every day, in accordance with doing this, when you do both of these together, I mean, how can the universe pass you up? How can the universe say, oh, you gotta try a little bit harder? No, you're doing the work. It will be gifted unto you in love, friendship, in power, in everything that you choose to be doing now is yours. If there's no other questions, I'll do a benediction, we'll be done.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Oh, the pledge cards can be given to me in the collection plate or in the back under, there's a little thing for suggestions, you can just set it there. All right. So as we bring ourselves together, remembering that there is a power and that source energy has blessed us with the ability to choose. And as we choose unexpected income, the floodgates of the universe open wide and a miracle is poured into each one of us. And as we tithe on that money, it goes out into the world and blesses all those people we have no idea it's blessing. And for this, we are all well blessed. We take this peace and love and harmony into the rest of our day, into the rest of our week, into the rest of our lives, knowing that we are blessed as we affirm it together by saying. So it is. Thank you all for joining us. I look forward to seeing you next Sunday. Blessings, go out and manifest.
Yeah.
What is coming?